July 2054 AD. The Earth was caught in a great battle between unknown alien forces. Their weapons were terrifying and powerful beyond human reckoning. Our planet was overwhelmed, its surface reduced to ash and rubble in the blink of an eye. The Coalition government knew the war was coming. In response, they prepared the Earth-Life Colonization Project, Project Exodus. Interstellar arcs were launched all across the planet, from every major city on Earth. Bravely, we leapt from our cradle, our home for the last 4.5 billion years. But most of the arcs never even made it out of the atmosphere. Only a small handful managed to escape. Among them was our ship, the White Whale. After leaving Earth behind, we spent 2 years wandering in space, searching. We thought of ourselves as the lucky ones, the pioneers who would settle a new world. But our past caught up with us, literally. The alien blitz was unrelenting. If not for the efforts of a lone hero, we would never have survived. Our ship took heavy damage. We lost control. With our flight systems down, the White Whale was pulled into the gravitational field of a nearby planet, its hull shattering and breaking to pieces as we plummeted toward the surface. Since then, 2 months have passed.
Alright guys, welcome to today's video. This is the very first video for Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough or summary of it or whatever. So today, it's going to be a little bit of a longer video this time because of all the cutscenes, and I didn't realize how many cutscenes and how long they were. I should have realized the Xenoblade game, even if it's Xenoblade Chronicles X. So today what I'm going to be doing is just kind of getting an idea of what to expect for this. It's going to have less of the interaction because it's the beginning. But the overall rules of this playthrough is that I'm going to go in, and anytime I die, I'll spin a wheel that will give me a penalty or a buff. It's just going to be a challenge overall, just to make it a little more interesting, because it's, for the most part, playing Xenoblade Chronicles X straight after I've played it so many times, it's boring. I thought I'd spice it up a little because of the structures not being like the other Xenoblades and how they're more story focused. I figure instead of me just walking through grand fields, it would be a little more exciting to hype things up. So I'm just going to continue customizing this character. I don't think I'm going to do much to this character because I don't want to spend that much time on the character creator anyway. So we're just going to go with the basics for the most part. I was thinking about putting the beard on there, but ultimately I decided against it. Probably better otherwise. And for the voices, I'll just do Yuri Lorenthal.
Alright, it's on.
That's Spider-Man. Just kidding. I like it. It's Spider-Man. Who doesn't want to sound Spider-Man? Unless it's not, and it's wrong. But anyway, let's get started with this. Let's see how we go. I don't remember this. Yeah, either way, it's a cool intro anyway.
Hello there. My name is Sierra.
In a minute. You're not Elma.
How are you feeling? Do you have a firm grasp of
Hold on,
who
guys.
you
I think I might have
are?
made a mistake.
Do feel free
I think
to
I'm gonna put it in
peruse
the
your
wrong
personal
game.
data to jog your memory.
Let me go restart this real quick. Let me get this right. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry you guys had to see that. I didn't mean for that to happen. Hopefully we can get it started right this time. Let's go. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Alright guys, here we go. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. So, I was gonna put a tag in there somewhere, but if you can tell, this is future me talking. The audio was bugging out, so for the first half of this, it's gonna be kind of muted. It's there, but it's lower just so it doesn't hurt you guys' ears. Sorry for that. Again, first video, still getting things done. I could have replayed it over again. I'm gonna be honest though, I'm kind of lazy, so it's gonna be this. But for the most part, that's it. You guys can read the subtitles if you want. Again, I get it. I don't like don't read it, but it's gonna be for the beginning part. Everything else is gonna be good though. It's gonna kick back up. I forget when though, but that's it. Now I'm headed back to me. You know what? Never mind. Forget that. I'll just explain the rules for the most part because of the way this is going. And like I was saying before, where like I said, I will spin the wheel to see the different interactions that we can have. For the most part, I have a rule though. If the wheel spins on something that I cannot do, I'll just sacrifice my current equipment to make up for it, or the equipment that I will have. Like I said, you'll see that later on in this video that I do at some point do get a roll. I think it's the one of the very few rolls in this video. Again, because it is the beginning. But then, like I said, it's gonna be like this for a good minute. I think I'll just talk about my history of Xenoblade Chronicles, just to pass the time. I know you want to see the video and the audio, and I won't talk through the rest of it, but it's just for this beginning. I know this is horrible. I know, but again, beginner. So in the first Xenoblade game I did play was Xenoblade Chronicles X. I enjoyed it. I played it continuously for a long time. I've always saw Xenoblade Chronicles X as a game that you don't put down because of all the stuff that's just in there and you continue in. For the most part, I think it took me up until just a few years ago where I actually started replaying Xenoblade. Uh, and here you can see I named myself Digital and all that other stuff. But it took me a minute before I started making a new playthrough for Xenoblade because they don't have for Xenoblade Chronicles X because they don't have they don't have the save slots like the newer ones have or the old one had. It's weird that they didn't have it in here, but that's the design they chose. But for the most part, when it came to Xenoblade Chronicles X, I didn't really know a lot of the mechanics for it, even though I did pre-order it and I played it. Once I got it, I was happy to play it. All I dreamed about was Xenoblade Chronicles X. I watched all the videos. I was Xenoblade Chronicles X fanboy. Got a special edition for it. Love that bad boy. And so I said like, I might make some jokes that might down Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I don't really hate it. I love it. It's my favorite Xenoblade. But I started like almost everyone else watching Sugar Convoy's gameplay when he was playing Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Didn't realize that Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was connected to Xenoblade Chronicles X in the sense of like gameplay in the same franchise. So I thought it was like a different thing entirely, and I just got off from watching it. I think I seen his gameplay 3 times, like full playthrough 3 times on separate occasions, and then that's when I went and played Xenoblade Chronicles X. I beat the game twice, and then I started another one a third time. Have the Wii version and the definitive edition version, and overall, I just enjoyed it. Enjoyed the story and the characters. So there will be some jokes that I'll make that'll just be from the other franchises. Like I said, I do want to play Xenoblade Chronicles 1 definitive edition, but right now I just don't have the pieces for it. But looking at the gameplay, like I said, I start when I'm just in the rain area. There's not really much to do in this game. I mean, it's not much for me to do. Ultimately, it's just you're just kind of walking around. I was thinking about fighting every creature at the start, but I realized how many cutscenes there is in this game, and I didn't want to prolong the first playthrough because I know I had some bright idea that I said I wasn't going to eat anything, and so I was kind of hungry when playing this, and I was just like, man, I need to beeline this and get this done. My original goal was to get to the end of chapter 1 because this is a prologue chapter, but that I kind of just ended around at the end of chapter, the prologue, around that area. So, like I said, it's a long video, an hour long of just a lot of cutscenes for the most part. But I try to make it fun. I did some stuff. I hope you guys like what is to show and what is to come next. But anyway, looking at like I said, looking at the beginning of the area, when I first played this, I thought it was so similar to Phantasy Star Online. So I couldn't help myself with putting that Phantasy Star Online bit in there, even if it was horrible, and I know it was probably horrible, and I'm sorry for that. But I just thought, yo, this is Fantasy Star right here. This is literally it. Like, look at this cutscene right here. You see this? I feel like this is something you would see in Fantasy Star Online. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a scene in there. I'm not grabbing that video, but where they had a intro for like episode 3 or something like that, or episode 4 they had, where like you're in space fighting these other creatures and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. They had some pretty cool cutscenes, and that's another game I'd like to play. And I could play Fantasy Star Online. I might do that. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing other games. I kind of want to do a lot of sci-fi stuff. So something like Fantasy Star would fit in there. Something like Mass Effect would fit in there. I said I would do Saints Row because and it's new one only because of the fact that they have the what's it called, the conduit. They have the conduit in there, and so I definitely would like to just find the conduit in there just for that. Like I said, it's slightly ties in there, not really. It's a leap, but hey, Xenoblade content, right? Well, actually, Saga or Xenogears. I forget which one that they showed. I think it was the Xeno Saga one, because Xenogears is the one that doesn't have the piece in there. And I do want to do Xenogears as well. I'm going to be doing Xenogears because I actually beat Xenogears, and I'm gonna be honest, I have a hate-love relationship with that game. I think the game is very dated, but I do have an attachment to just the game in a weird way. Favorite character is Ellie, hands down, my favorite character in that game. So if I play through it again, I'll be doing a challenge run with that one as well if I were to play that. Just going on, just playing with those characters and having fun with that and the weird stories that they have. But getting back to Xenoblade Chronicles X, when I was doing the decisions, because they just add spice to it, they don't really change the path of the story too much outside of certain quests. I decided to go with just making the character kind of like this non-enjoyable character who doesn't like the idea of working or doing anything. He's kind of lazy. He wakes up and he just doesn't do anything. So he frowns at the idea of work and all the other stuff. Another thing is they give you this loot at the start. I think you can equip this to Elma as well as another loot later on I think does go to you. But I don't equip anything on Elma because what I'm planning on doing is kind of not having the characters get equipped for this. Because that's part of the challenge and the things I want to do. Is I want to make sure that it has a hook to it, have something. So my idea is what's going to happen is when I get the penalties to play as different characters, because that's going to be a thing in there, where it's like you're going to roll and you're going to play as a certain character till I roll another character, which means till I die as that character, I'll be using those characters, and I'm going to keep them under equipped, and maybe I'll add more stuff, like I said, as I go along. Maybe it'll be like, play a different game halfway through or something like that. I feel like that would take away from this though. But the overall idea is, okay, the volume cut back in here, but it doesn't matter because you can hear it talk. But the overall idea of the gameplay is that what I want for the thing to do is to be entertaining and interesting, and I think it'd be cool to be stuck playing as like Lau or Doug or any other characters that you're gonna see. You probably don't know who they are, and you probably do because you've seen the gameplay. But for the most part, that's the idea. It'd be interesting too. So my main idea and what I was really going for with this part of the gameplay is that I wanted to get the stagger buff, the top buff for that final one. And I didn't realize actually when I played it again before, that they really take a while to really get there. And so I never really get to pull off the topple bonus that they have, because you're supposed to click to the other art, which I can't even see the name for really, because these UIs are small. Which if Xenoblade Chronicles X had a remaster, a remake of it, I personally would think that the only thing they would need to change, for me personally, would just be to, I guess, the UI, the size of the text. Personally, I like the UI the way it is. That's just me. It's like all the buried stuff. I'm gonna be quiet now for the thing.
The rain's starting to let up, just in time for sunrise. Follow me. I promise you're gonna love this. wild, huh? They're all indigenous, as far as we can tell. We need to learn to play nice with these guys if we're going to try and coexist together. We call this planet Mira. You won't find it on any star chart. But it's our new home. Recognize the habitat unit? That's where we're headed. Watch yourself. That first step's a doozy. We can jump if you like. You could handle the fall.
Can you fly, Bobby?
But the indigents down there are another story. Some big, some mean, all nasty. Given our options, the high road here would be the safer way to go, relatively speaking. That said, whichever way you want to go, I'll follow your lead. You decide.
Alright, well, it's time to get going. I always wanted to jump off the edge and just land. I don't really see a lot of people, or the ones I do watch, they always play it safe. I wanted to play it reckless. Just go down here and just collect those things. Which, by the way, Xenoblade Chronicles X is killing me when it comes to those collectibles. Because every time I see them, all I want to do is collect them. And then they just show up again, then I collect them again, over and over again. And then we got here the field skills, the field actions. We don't talk about the other ones, but it was a cool little feature. Gives you something to do in the open world. It's like these. It's so sad. They're so sad. I was, you know, I was like I said, I was contemplating fighting every single creature, and I decided, you know, why not? Again, if I fought every single creature that came in front of me, I don't think I'd ever reach my objective because of how spawns work in the game. But I'll think of something. Maybe that'll be like a challenge where it's like kill the first 5 creatures you see as a row, or 7 creatures in a row before you get here, or find these creatures and kill them before you continue the story. Like I said, I want to do something that adds content and make it more enjoyable to watch. Hope that could be. It won't just be straight. It'll be edited, cut to make it look better.
Let's move.
We have all this loot. I'm probably gonna end up having to sell it anyway because I kind of want to start with 0. But I love this map and this location, and the music too. It's really good. Believe it or not, I didn't really used to listen to music like that, and then when I heard it's Xenoblade soundtrack in this game, it was beautiful. And I just have to. So whenever I work on a project on my workbench, which is like stuff I do with the side project I do, I'm almost always having this Wano soundtracks and stuff. Yeah. Attack on Titan, Outlaw Zero, Kill La Kill. Just love these soundtracks. So I decided to just run in here away from all the creatures because I didn't see a point in fighting them all. Probably should have fought them. That probably would have saved me a lot, but no. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't have because I probably wouldn't have getting killed anyway. So there's that. But I think it's cool as you can see how the creatures are all like in their own little habitats and stuff like that. Until you run past them and they start chasing you down. And now I'm just trying to get out of here as fast as possible. I'd act like I react, but I'm not really good at acting or reacting. So jump and then you get the first spin. This is exciting, right? Start of the game, I have nothing, so I didn't do a good job at setting up the things at all, but let's see what we get. It's gone, and gotta do a side quest. I don't know what I was thinking when I put that in. That was, believe it or not, that was the last addition I added to the wheel, and I got that. The first one was play as Doug, but that ultimately was just ridiculous because I'm just like, okay, how am I gonna, you know, do a side quest? I was contemplating it. I'm like, maybe I'll just do a side quest once side quests unlock.
Looks a lot bigger up close, doesn't it? And this was just the habitat unit. The white whale was one hell of a ship. Until it all came crashing down, at least. That's the west gate. It's closed off now for security reasons. But we've repurposed a freight elevator that will get us inside. Grexes. Riled. We can't leave them roaming here, not this close to the gate. We're gonna have to take them down. You ready?
I already forgot what I was saying. You're probably gonna see a lot of that in my video where I just lose my train of thought. But when you get to the wheel, that's why I decided to make the rule where I do sell some stuff. But yeah, in this fight, you're gonna see me sell it eventually. Spoilers, I guess. About this fight, right? You know, like, my conversation sucks. My skills suck, guys. My conversation skills just sucks. You know, I'm sorry about this stuff. But about this, this fight we have right here. It's hilarious that it's just trapped in there with the hitboxes, but that was cool. I thought being able to, again, shoot the appendages up. I don't know if the other Xenoblades have that. They probably do, and I wasn't paying attention. But I think that's cool that you can shoot the appendages off in Xenoblade Chronicles X. It reminds me so much of Monster Hunters. And overall, this fight isn't hard. It's not really challenging. It's like I said, it's an introductionary mission. I don't know if Xenoblade Chronicles X is really a hard game. I mean, there were times where I got stuck, so maybe. But I also power level, which I'm not going to do for this. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep myself at a certain level. But I'm going to let the cutscene play.
It's a shame we had to settle near so much wildlife. Luckily, some species aren't so hostile, but they aren't necessarily friendly either. I've come to learn that there's a fine line between self-defense and provoking a fight. We need to walk that line. All right, let's head in. Who knows, maybe seeing the inside will jog your memory.
Alright, here we are, 21 minutes into this first video, and I am so sorry for this quality content that you guys are having to hear. Yeah. Probably left already if you didn't. So, one thing I wanted to do with this is I want to look at the map. But like I said, I wanted to beeline it just because it was so many cutscenes and I was hungry. And I should have stood around so you could see the environment more. It's such a beautiful environment. They put so much work into this environment and the way it is. Even the story, and I remember with all the how long it took for them to do the localization for it. Although they changed some stuff in localization. Personally, I don't mind it. Although there are certain stuff you will see later on that I do kind of like. Why did you guys change it? Why isn't it the same that way it is? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna edit my audio in this first one. Just gonna leave it all the way it is because again, an hour long. I tried to cut it out, but there was so much stuff I wanted to show, and there's a lot of cutscenes. So we'll leave it to the cutscene again, and you guys can come back later.
Well, here we are. Not too shabby, huh? For a giant beached spaceship, anyway. But, like it or not, this place is our home now. We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira, come what may. New LA was our beautiful lie to ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
Gotta say, I just love this intro every time. It reminds me of the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 intro and how it goes down the arm. It's just really, just love their intros. Give me that Assassin's Creed. Oh, hold on, it's still on.
How about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory? Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
Brave citizens of New Los Angeles, good day. This is your Director General, Maurice Chausson. Today, I once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members. These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home. This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
For the rescue and recovery of all
2 days ago,
our brothers
ma'am.
and sisters. I stand here truly humbled.
From political aide to Director General in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be Emperor by next month.
Irina? Gwyn?
Nice work out there, ma'am.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still Colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for Best Ass Kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
This one of the survivors, ma'am?
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on, seriously? Chausson was never one to let the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me Mr. Evans. Or just Gwyn.
All right, ma'am. We should be getting back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
Alright, so we got to see Gwen and Irene. In my last playthrough, Gwen was my strongest character. Well, the first character to reach level 100. 60. Yeah, the level cap is 60. But like I was saying, love the intro for this game. Beautifully done. And here's another cutscene. Cool though, it's really cool. It's just a lot. At this point, I think they're just talking when there's no voice being done. Just so I can say something. Wish we got that one. That would be really cool. And then it just crashed. That would be hilarious. It's a cool sight though.
Gurren Lagann is easily one of the worst animes I've ever seen, man. This anime is just a complete pile of shit that's hyped up by losers and man. Like, I don't understand. I watched this anime a little while back, but yet somehow it's still highly regarded and people still, have it high in their list and shit, when ranking anime. And it's just like, why? For what reason? This anime offers absolutely nothing good, man. Like, everything about this anime is fucking ass. And when I watched it a while back, I just instantly knew that it was garbage because it's fucking terrible. And like, there's nothing good about this anime. I don't understand why this shit was even made.
Look, I know what exhaust smells like, and it was exhaust in the cockpit. Just check the ductwork, would ya?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt... Hey, look at that! The intake exhaust bypass is reversed. Oh man, it's a good thing I caught that.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly!
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn. Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-who's? Cool. I'm Lynn Lee Koo, mechanic and top all-around fix-it gal for Blade.
This otaku. I don't know why I said that. Because there's nothing that... Well, maybe.
She's 13. And I know, she looks young, and she is young, but trust me.
This is a weird option.
She's one of our top
game.
talents.
I don't know why they put that in there.
Most of the time.
I mean, I have no idea why they put it in there.
Time.
But...
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why don't I take you on the transport? It's a great way to see the city. I'll give you the grand tour.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, Doug, I think that'll be all for today. You can clean up here and dock the Skell.
What?
Don't mind the exhaust. I'll take care of it tomorrow.
Don't mind it? Wait, why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
So, the transport is an interesting feature because it exists, but I feel like it's redundant with the way you can move around.
Lights, man.
In the early part of the game.
Understand. I watched this anime a little while back, but yet somehow
this joke is kind of
regarded, and people still have it.
Yeah, that was a little too loud. I think I'm gonna lower it for the rest. I know the joke's probably not funny, but I mean, for future jokes that the character tells, I think it's. I mean, I don't mind the future jokes to come, but I think this is kind of redundant. really. It's cool at the start, but you don't really have a reason to use it again. Not saying I need a reason, it's just weird. It's just like, it's more,
The best way to see
it's the most
LA.
inefficient way of
You
traveling.
never get tired of this view. It's like a different city every time.
It's certainly come a long way in the last few weeks. There's still so much to be done.
One day at a time.
Like during live action was a good show. But no.
Speaking of which, we don't really have time for a full pleasure cruise here.
So yeah,
Why don't you give us the express tour? Just the highlights.
Okay, you got it.
This story is just so like what?
New LA is divided into 4 districts. We departed from the industrial district, where Doug and I were conducting the flight test. It has food production, skill development, you know, industries and stuff.
It's also where the West Gate is located. Remember? Expect to pass through there fairly often. The only other gate out of the city is in the administrative district. I'm skipping ahead.
Next is the commercial district. Restaurants, galleries, cafes, clothing, groceries, you name it. It's a veritable shopping paradise.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards anyway. Day or night, the best and only bargains on the planet. To your right, the residential district. Housing, housing, and more housing. Well, plus a nice park and the cathedral.
If you're ever looking for quiet time alone, or want to relax and unwind with a good book, that's the spot.
Right? The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill. And last but not least, our destination, the administrative district, the nerve center at the heart of NLA.
Such a great character.
Note the distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley, as well as the barracks where we live.
I'm a pierce the heavens. I'm a pierce the heavens. Like that.
The lower level there is a hangar complex for scale maintenance and repairs.
In the series, you know, but it's like all the entire cast, the entire rest of the characters fucking suck too. So it was like, what am I watching?
And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Thanks,
Good
Lynn.
God, I'm never watching that garbage again, man.
We'll save the rest of orientation for once we're back at the barracks.
So stupid, man. Yeah, if you like Aaron Logan, just know you're
And there we go. The tour of NLA, which, by the way, again, I haven't been in NLA, so I don't know, but I don't know if this looks accurate or not. I mean, obviously it's fancy, and they don't have a giant blade tower that I know of. If so, they can sign me up and give me max any day of the week. But, it's interesting. I'm saying that too much.
Literally a fucking pedophile.
Enjoy your stay in the administrative district, and thank you for flying Lindley Airlines.
Like he's out here hitting on Yoko when she's
Right.
Like,
Let's get you over to the barracks.
18, like,
Then I should file my report.
But you know, that's not really.
They'll be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we better not keep them waiting.
But I mean, this anime fucking sucks. So
The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind the giant blade tower here.
That's a cool tower,
That
though.
road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
We'll pass through Armory Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later.
They come out of the cave to fucking fight the king or the emperor or whatever. And then it's like, they whoop him in 2 seconds.
And yeah, I did this tour. Yeah, this joke is... I'm gonna leave it in here for now, but I'm gonna try to make it a lot better, or just take it out entirely. It's hard to actually commentate with it, to be honest. It's just...
Mia or what?
Loud and just...
she was a terrible character, like, just a plot device. Like,
I thought it was funny at the time, but I can see it's not funny now. Here's more cutscenes, though. I hope you enjoy.
They work together, and they end up like, you know, Simone.
And here we are, the Blade Barracks. Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
Look away, boy.
I have no idea what the fuck he was doing at that time.
Is there a problem here?
There, from the start, it was gonna be no different.
Thousands, really.
So, you must be the latest rescue.
The only rescue, actually.
Secretary
and then
Nagi.
they try to do this bullshit political
Miss
stuff with like Simone.
Chipper
and
as
shit,
always,
like,
I see.
yeah, and like
What
try to
can
make
I
it
say?
complex,
Pep is
and
my
it just
middle name.
completely fails. Gurren Lagann is just
I
so
ran
bad.
into Doug Barrett on the way
A lot of
here,
these idiots
and
don't
he
realize
didn't
that,
seem
yeah,
quite so
you know what
upbeat.
I'm saying?
Anything about
Maybe I
today's
should play as
fight I
Doug.
should
Just
know?
take that.
I watch anime
Yeah,
today,
see
that's
the
what I'm
role.
saying earlier. I'm trying to like find
Nothing
other
to worry
intellectuals
about.
and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Good.
I'm
Be
trying
sure
to
it stays that way.
gather
More
other
important,
people that
Elma.
actually have great taste like
You
me.
found another one.
But you know, all
Excellent
of these
work
fucking
out there.
morons that are gonna come in and
Just
fucking,
doing my job, Mr.
get
Secretary.
salty over these anime that I'm shit talking because,
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
Gurren Lagann is fucking trash. If
Ah,
you like
yes,
it, you're
of
an idiot.
course.
This is what I'm saying.
Forgive
To
me.
the Gurren Lagann
you
fans,
must
I
be
fucking
weary
hate
from
you.
the stasis
You
on
people
your
are
journey
some
back
of
to
the
us.
dumbest motherfuckers I've
Please,
ever seen.
after you.
Gurren Lagann is one of the worst anime.
I'll put
I've
on
ever
some
seen,
tea.
Man, that ending was terrible. I mean, they have these meaningless deaths. Like all they kill.
So, for the sake of my sanity, the joke's gonna run where she's playing a podcast. Well, they don't play it inside. I figure that's fair enough, and important stuff is happening here anyway. So,
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? He seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision.
yeah,
He
already trying to
seems
give
to
me
be
a
suffering
job.
from some form of memory
Crazy.
loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts
Real
exactly.
desperate to hire people. Do I even get paid for this job?
Well then, where should we begin?
I forgot I put that in there. And everybody should be caught up now, so you just don't have to worry about anything else.
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
They showed us this cutscene like 3 times already.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet, and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth.
Yeah,
Quite
I
fitting,
guess.
I think. It's a relatively new organization. Up there in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
Ah, yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand.
For taxes,
As the
of course.
caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Koo, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
Brief. Very funny. Very, very funny. That was the longest briefing I'd ever been in a game. Well, I mean, we're gonna walk right into another cutscene, so I don't even know why I try to talk when we're gonna hit another cutscene for this. But, here we go. Have fun.
Complete pilot shit that's hyper.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
I don't understand. I watched this
Yeah.
anime a little while back.
Nagi
but
must
somehow
really,
I still
really
haven't
want him to
learned
join
it.
Blade.
I'm still, have it.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
High individualistic shit.
Get a load of that skill. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
She's 13.
A while back, I just instantly knew that. It's fucking terrible.
Now
Like,
this guy
there's
gets
nothing
it.
good about this anime.
Aren't they just the coolest?
I don't understand
Just
why this shit was
everything
even made.
about
The
them.
characters are terrible.
The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations.
Like, good God, the art
You ever had that
style,
dream
it
where
looks
you're
like a
inside
toddler
one and it's
fucking,
just transforming over and over and
like,
over?
It's fucking terrible, man. The animation is god awful. Too,
Yeah,
like,
you know
there's
what I'm
nothing good
talking
this
about.
anime, but yet these idiots
Actually,
still hype it up, man.
I don't
But yeah,
normally
just wanna
show
do a
this to
little rant
people,
about-
but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here. 1 sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Originally, scales were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the Mission Control Board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
Finally, without a cutscene, you just go back to another cutscene later. It's nice!
So this is Mission Control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the Scout Console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway? We also have the Scout Console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Hey!
So I was thinking about just taking the quest from this board every time I spin the wheel and that's what it means. Instead of doing those major giant quests. But I feel like I ended up just cutting those quests out in the end, so.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout Console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout Console. You know, to get...
With specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Listen,
I got nothing to say. I'm gonna be honest, I got nothing to say. It's just too many cutscenes in between this. I can start talking through
So
the
this street's
cutscenes,
what
but I
we
kind of
call
want to have them
Armory
play
Alley.
out, so.
Blades can requisition equipment
Yeah.
from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie. Most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
No, it's about impressing your friends.
True enough.
I'm gonna spin that
And
wheel.
that
I'm
goes
gonna see
not
what
only
armor
for
I
your
get.
personal armor
It's
and
gonna be
weapons,
good.
what
Or
we
bad,
call
or
ground
trash.
gear, but for Skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell?
And this is why I created that joke. That was just
right, the door.
horrible.
I think all that's left is the heart
Taku.
of Blade itself. Blade
Door.
Tower.
Mecha nerd.
hey,
Am I right?
Hey. So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Listen.
Oh snap! I forgot. I was just zoning in, zoning out. I'm not gonna cut that out. I'm gonna leave that in there because like I said, I'm straight edit what it is. But I should probably talk. This is the longest time I could have had to talk for gameplay, and I just wasted it. So there's that.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What in the hell are we waiting for? As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course. I would never force or coerce anything. Well, friend, what do you say? We count on you to do your part? Miss Cool, how much do you know about life pods?
Life pods? You mean like from the white whale?
Yes, those life pods. Like the one Elma of lately rescued our friend here from. Emphasis on the word rescue. Because if you aren't released, you just sit there frozen in stasis forever.
So did you have an engineering question about life pods? Or is this all part of the guilt trip?
I'm sure I got no idea what you're talking about. Now, what'll it be, friend? Now, you wouldn't want to refuse the people who saved your life, would you?
Yes, yes, I would.
You said no, you wouldn't refuse. That's a yes, right?
No, that's not a yes. It can never be a yes. Lazy.
You said no. That's a yes, right? You said no, you wouldn't refuse.
And I do this loop over and over again. If I had emotion, I'd be laughing like wah ha ha, but I don't. So it's funny though. It's funny. I'm laughing in the inside. If you could see my eyes, they'd be tears of joy. Okay, let's say okay, and let's just go with it. Right now, the audio is bad. I probably will put a reminder at the front, or not. If it's been muted for a minute, that's because of the fact that the audio is bad, and I'm just not getting to this part. The way I edit the video is kind of janky, so I didn't do my second wave, and because of that, I didn't catch it before I did the audio. Alright guys, let's do that spin one last time. That's the end of the video. Let's see what we get. Hopefully it's something good. And we got play that outro, so I guess there's nothing left to do but play that outro. Again, I want to thank everybody who made it to this far into the video. So thank you for watching my very first video. I know it was jank, but I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe.